As we said before, writing is really a muscle that you can train. So for that, it might be helpful to do some warm-ups. I heavily draw ideas from this book from Ian Lynham, Tokyo educator, friend of mine, who's a really great writer, and he started early, but he has some fun activities. I think these are sort of like $10 on his website, wordshape.com. And there are a lot more in there, but like got the 5 best ones that I thought were really fun to do. We can do it in class as well. There's also Natalia Ilian's book, and I haven't finished reading this. There's also kind of a workshop on writing for designers. The last one that you really need to have is The Elements of Style. It's an old classic book. You can get it on eBay for like $4, and it's really useful. I had it in college and read it there, and I thought it was kind of good, but I keep rereading it because it does explain a lot of writing styles and grammatically how to place things and how to make things clear. There's so many good ideas in this book. Get it. It's like really worth it to read it. Read it just a couple pages a day. Think about them while you're walking. It will really make things clear about writing, to me at least. I think hopefully it helped a lot. And it's a classic. Gotta know it. Yeah, this is Ian's website where he publishes his books. And I think they're free shipping even. They're like $10 or so. This one I'm using to show you a few warm-ups for the class here. So we came to art school because we're very visual people, and writing isn't something that was on our minds before, but it's something we can train, having just little writing exercises. Most of them are just like kind of goofy, but I think that's cool for fun for class. For example, here, number 1, we'll do this together. Pick 2 people that you hate and put them together in a storyline. Start that story once upon a time and write a few sentences, really like goofy, weird stuff of what they do, but they have to end up in the end living happily ever after. So think about how you can make those people happy, even though you hate them so much. It's just that you need to feel some kind of emotion towards these people. Misspell these on purpose. Write stupid grammar. Don't worry about this at all. It's just to get you warmed up. So this would be one of the exercises we'll do, and we'll break out in rooms. Another one is making a band t-shirt for a band that doesn't exist yet, but you could use acronyms that you could spell out. You could use a little image, or you could just write it out in words and make a t-shirt for that band. Just think about like stupid band names that you would want to have hypothetically. That's another assignment. This assignment will be started as a group. We'll collect 9 words. Randomly, somebody said these words. And then this group that's been chosen to do this assignment needs to put a little short story, a super short story, using all those 9 words in some kind of creative story. This book that Ian writes about is a lot about you need to find some sort of emotional connection to the story, otherwise you can't really write about it. So if something makes you really angry or was very embarrassing and put you in an awkward position, you should feel in that awkward position again. So he suggested to use the hand that you don't normally write with. So if you have that awkward writing, you'll really feel the hatred coming up in you, and your thoughts will really concentrate on how you felt in that, like in this moment. Write about something that you really hated or that was really embarrassing for you at that moment, like that you could still share in class here, okay? So that's another assignment I think, one of the group will do. This one is an assignment that we all need to do because we need to start writing about ourselves in the artist statements. And it's one of the pieces that we use again and again and again in our lives. So it's a really important piece to think about. But now I'm putting so much pressure on you. It's kind of easy. We have this tutorial on how to start writing the artist statements because there are a few sentences that you can already start with. Once you get those going, you're already halfway there. But to start to find about yourself, just like the mood boards, we can write down 140 adjectives about yourself. And you could think of probably 5 or 6 right now that would describe you sort of close. But then we want to narrow down, we want to drill a little deeper. And for that, you could go on the thesaurus.com or the Merriam-Webster thesaurus and or Google acronyms or something related to these words so you can get more and you can build more. I put a list underneath here, this is a screenshot of some of the words that were probably kind of useful for an artist statement, and you can start picking on those, take those 5s that you think describe you, and then build a list of at least 140 around here. Now you have 140, you don't need 140 of course, but you can then narrow the 5 best out of this 140 again. This is an assignment for us, it's like kind of ongoing, that you pick words that you just think are beautiful, like ambidextrous, or something new that like ephemeral, or like just something that sounds beautiful, like invisibility, or something like, I don't know, it's up to you. Bring them to class if you find beautiful words that cross your mind, because I want us to all build the vocabulary a little bit more to describe our work in better and more beautiful words, and that will help us to write about it. If you can make a list every week of words that you came across that you liked, I did this in my writing class for the students for teaching students of other languages, to come up with beautiful words that they came across that they thought sounded nice. And if you're a foreign student, it's even better because you have an outside view on something that maybe for a native speaker will be like, I never noticed how beautiful this word was. So there's your chance. So you all got to start somewhere. That's what so of course, if everything flows so easily, it's very dangerous, because you never really, like for me, I feel suspicious if something came too easily and might not be having that much of a substance. So don't feel awkward if this is really hard for you, because it's actually a good point to start with. We need to write it down. Think about it now. Put your pen and paper up there. You could also write these because you're visual and artistic. These were a group, they were sort of like Dadaists in the 20s in Japan. And they wrote words down. This is translated, so you can actually read it. But they made word poems writing those words. So if you're visual and you want to describe yourself this way, that would be also a good assignment to start making a sort of a me poster about yourself using words in a poem. But it doesn't have to be a poem written like a limerick, so it can just be visuals. You could use different sizes, symbols, shapes, and placements of these. All that will be getting you into describing yourself better.